I should just call it just raising Ronnie. You know how stupid this shit is? You know how stupid that shit is? Like, at the last scene, why would you have this man standing there like this is Michael Myers? I like how they got Ronnie out here like he's on some Michael Myers shit, and he's just standing there looking. I'm like, why would you do that?
I just really like her, man, and I thought that she liked me too.
Like, it ain't make no sense. I get it. He's clocking everybody, but him just standing there and he's looking at that don't look right. Ronnie's a grown ass man, and Kanan is a teenager. That don't look right. I was like, no, fucking no. But oh man, except for that Ronnie stuff, yo, I mean things are starting to like kick off because now you have like the feds. They looking at Rock. They looking at everybody. And they like, well, is she like a criminal mastermind? Because again, like the whole dead Italians, and then them picking up Stefano, asking him questions, and they like, all right, what's going on? Like, what happened with Sal? He just like, hey, man, I don't know nothing about him. He was a beloved guy, great guy. I don't know what happened. And they looking into everything hard because they trying to figure out like, okay, who killed Sal? Who ordered it? And who knows? They might like put things together and be like, maybe did Stefano probably got either Unique, maybe Rock, who knows, right? Who knows? Because when it comes down to like certain divisions when it comes down to law enforcement, like with police officers, I mean, there's been stuff about getting away with things. Like if you're a criminal, a mastermind criminal, there's a way you can get around the police, like regular standard police. But if it's the feds, FBI, no. It's a little bit difficult. So I'm kind of wondering how they're gonna do this. But see, that I can't even say that because this is power. Anytime law enforcement gets involved, they lose. So I'm like, what am I talking about? they just gonna lose because seeing how Rock was like looking out because when Unique showing up for his midnight booty call, and she's just like looking around like, oh, making sure things is good. And then we seen when Detective Howard, when he was pulling over Rock, and he was just like, hey, Kanan's hanging around these peoples, I don't know these guys, and we got to make sure things is good because you don't want nothing to happen where it's like, okay, Kanan is dealing, and now that the FBI or the feds, they involved now, so it's going to make things much harder. And I like the fact that, because Kanan doesn't know anything. This is why I said I like how they split off the two worlds of Kanan and Raquel, because obviously Kanan doesn't have much experience in that, right? Raquel does, because I mean she's been doing this for such a long time, so she knows when she's being clocked, she's being watched, so she know these things. And I really do love and I do appreciate this, because is explaining about how Kanan is trying to come up, because as we seen when him is doing business with Sam Rat about like selling weed and making all this money. But I'm thinking something could happen where it might maybe draw the attention to the feds, because they trying to figure out like how did all of this wrap up with like Crown Camacho, how did this all like play in, right? And as I think who said it, as Detective Howard said it, he was just like, yeah, you can tell that story to the regular standard police, but when it comes down to the feds, no. They look much more deeper into these things because they're trying to figure out like, okay, what's really going on, which I believe that they will. But again, they're gonna lose. They're gonna probably get close to finding something, but they're gonna lose because this is power. None of the law enforcement wins. They just lose. Not on every battle, because they have won on some battles, but the big battles, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose, right? And it's kind of crazy how we seeing like the downfall of like Lulu, because remember how in the first season, and I guess you can kind of say somewhat in the second season, where he was like on board and kind of like on top of things, right? And Rock like fully trusted him, and she didn't really trust Marvin too much. It was just like, it was always Lulu. Now you're seeing it's more Marvin now, and Marvin is kind of stepping it up, and his relationship with Jukebox improved when he took her to like the audition to try to see if she can get into the whole dancing thing. And we're gonna see from there. And then we also, Marvin got like a pager from Joe because he got back on the drugs. So I was like, oh, okay, his from the AR meeting. I was like, all right. So, trying to see what's going on with there. We're gonna see about that whole situation with Joe, because I mean, them drugs is, it's one hell of a drug. So, but Ronnie, like, this man, I swear to God, he showed up. Now, for some people, for their kicks, for their shits and giggles, it could be either dicks and teddy bears, right? So, Unique's girl showing up with the groceries. He like, you got my shit? He's just sitting there. She's like, oh shit, you scared me. Yeah, man, you got my shit? Oh yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios, good for the heart. Oh yeah. I'm like, okay. So his favorite is Honey Nut Cheerios, and him being like a stalker, because when Unique went to go see Rock for the booty call, we can see he was like out and back, just like chilling, right? He was observing things, so he knows, okay, like, yeah. Because even when he said that line, like, yeah, he probably got a side piece. I mean, technically, he has a good observation, because when he followed, I mean, he knows. Because when he said the line to Unique when they was at the gym, he was just like, yeah, well, we should have took out Raquel a long time ago. And he kept looking at Unique. He said, it's still not too late to take her out. It's still not too late. And Unique is like, fuck up with that. I ain't killing her, man. That's I like what I'm doing here. I ain't trying to do that shit. And as he said to Ronnie at the gym, he was like, yo, she's out the game. She's not involved. But Ronnie like, nah, man, she gotta go, man. She gotta go. But we seeing how Unique got some sort of new connections, I guess, with the Chinese, or with something like that. Seems like with the Chinese. And it was kind of funny, because he went over to the Chinese restaurant and he was just like, wait a minute, he's black. I was like, I ain't gonna say too much about that. I'm not gonna say too much about that, but it is interesting to know that Unique is, getting his foot in the door. He's trying to like get some new connections and trying to like sell drugs, because he's trying to get back on top, and he's trying to make some moves here. Right? And that's all it is. It's just about, like, people trying to make moves and trying to like hustle and, trying to get ahead. But at the same time, because Unique doesn't know about the whole law enforcement looking into things. He doesn't know about that. I mean, Rock will eventually have to fill him in. But then, I don't know, because I feel like with Rock, because she did tell Unique, she was just like, she don't want any problems, because, since they are a thing now, she don't want any problems, and Unique doesn't know about these things. And it's kind of crazy too, because it's like Unique is still kind of like left out of the dark of certain things, because you would think like after the last season and then going on to the first episode of this season, you would think that he would have asked questions like, okay, Kanan was with Detective Howard, what's going on? Like, he doesn't know anything. He was just like, when they was talking and they was like getting together and shit, and that's when he was just like, oh, you need me to talk to like Kanan. So I'm like, wait a minute, like he didn't ask any questions, but I guess that's Unique's character. Like, he doesn't want to pry into other people's business unless she was to say. Obviously she's probably not gonna say, right? But I mean, like I said, it's just that. But yeah, man. But comment down below what you guys think of this episode, because so far, again, it was pretty chilled, right? And also Lulu getting to see, like, he's at this new bar now. He's talking to like the bar lady, and she was explaining to him about his father and how he was like this musician. But then I guess Lulu was explaining that I guess he was a musician and I guess tried to be a boxer or whatever. So it seems like he's gonna be there, I guess, recruiting maybe some new talent, like some new rappers. I mean, it was kind of funny how, like, when he was there and the white guy was just saying, like, what is this, like, shit? Like, what is this rap stuff? Like, because, I mean, I guess maybe back then, yeah, I can say that. Like, back then, when it came down to, like, I guess rap, some white people didn't get it because they said that's not really music or art, because rap is really poetry. Rap is, like, really poetry, because when you hear poetry and you're like, oh, my God, it's powerful, that's what essentially rap is like poetry. You know, over time, it got diminished because you came along with mumble rappers and them motherfuckers can't rap for shit. But back to the topic at hand, it's just like, you know, it's kind of crazy too because Lulu was supposed to be there for Jukebox and he didn't show up. So again, that's strike 2 for Lulu. That's strike 2 because he was like all types of fucked up, and that's strike 2 for him. So I'm just like, you know, Lulu messing up, but he's going through his own little downfall, and I'm kind of curious to see how he's gonna like make some sort of comeback. It could be through this bar, who knows? But again, we're gonna have to like wait and see on that. And Rock is gonna, I guess, buy like a hair salon because she's trying to figure a way of cleaning her money. So I'm just like, okay, because she has too much to spend, and you know, she's trying to figure out some new things. So it's just like everybody's got their own hustle, like Big Kanan was explaining. Like everybody got their own hustle, and everybody's trying to like do their own thing. And seeing how Kanan's happy with his new business ventures and him selling weed for Simrad, and it's kind of interesting. And it seems like Kanan is taking over Paul's, I guess, operation. So, you know, he's taking over, like, instead of them doing like jobs and, you know, making a little bit money, he's like, no, I'm making more money. But I'm thinking Paul could get revenge. He might snitch and be like, you selling weed. But I don't know. I can't say that because he's also getting a part of that money too. So I don't know. We gonna see. But you know, comment down below, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ronnie's a sick ass fuck, and I'll catch y'all all in the next one.